Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Courtney. Today I have got some DIY Christmas gift ideas for you. I'm excited to share these with you. Thank you to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get into it. The first DIY gift idea is going to be all things warm fuzzy socks and cute Christmas socks and laundry rooms. So here I have a sign that I picked up from Hobby Lobby quite a while ago. It was on clearance. I got it for $2, so I'm just repurposing it. And I'm just taking some white paint and I'm going to go ahead and coat this so that I can cover up the lemonade pitcher, and I end up using 3 coats to get this sign covered. Originally I did have the frame taped off, but after I got the actual sign part painted, I went ahead and just pulled the painter's tape off and also kind of dry brushed, but a little bit more of a heavy dry brush on the frame. Once that was done, my next step was just to apply my decal that I made on my Cricut. I made this on my Cricut Joy, and I'm just going to apply, and instead of doing lost socks, I did lost stockings since it's Christmas time, and so I'm just going to go ahead and apply this directly onto my sign. Now that the sign's done, I had to figure out what I was going to use to clip the socks to. Obviously, in your laundry room, if there's a rogue sock, you want to be able to clip it on there. But as far as the gift goes, I need to be able to clip my new pairs of socks and slippers on here. So I had this gingerbread garland that came from the mini section ornaments from Hobby Lobby. And so what I decided is I was just going to take this and kind of string it up like a clothesline. And I just took 2 tiny eye hooks and screwed those into the frame. I tied it up. And then once I got that done, I just took some of the, I guess, medium-sized clothespins from Dollar Tree, and I just hot glued them to the backs of the gingerbread. But then I don't know, I just changed my mind on it, and so I thought, you know what, I'll show them a different way that they can do it as well. So I took it off the string, and then I just directly glued each of the gingerbread's clips to the sign. And then I definitely wanted to show you another option here. You definitely could add some greenery and berries to the sign if you wanted to. I didn't end up doing it. I kind of went more with a plain Jane kind of look. And then if you decide to do that, great. You could add ribbon to the top if you'd like to. And then the next step is just going to be to go ahead and attach all of your fun socks. Of course, I think most people know that Dollar Tree does sell fuzzy socks and Christmas socks, slippers. So you can add all of those good things to the sign. And then this DIY gift is all finished. The next DIY is going to have to do with baking and Santa. And so I've got these new paints I've been dying to try out. Magic Fly sent these to me, and there's all kinds of colors in here. And I realized that there were 3 different shades of red, so I tried to pick which one I wanted to use, and I ended up going with red. And all I'm going to do is go ahead and paint this wooden tray, and I only needed to put 1 coat of this paint on here to get it nice and covered, which I really liked. So far I'm really liking this paint. I also used it to paint the first DIY and did 3 coats of that, which is normally what I do with Waverly. So I'd have to say it has pretty good coverage, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. Then once I got this red tray all done, I was ready to go ahead and add my decal. I just found one in Cricut Design Space. They have a monthly subscription that you can do, and it gives you tons of images and fonts. And so I just picked one, and then I cut it out with my Joy with some white vinyl, and then I'm going to go ahead and just apply this to the tray, and then I'm ready to go ahead and pull this gift together. To pull this gift together, I've got this little Santa bucket and the crinkle paper from Dollar Tree, these cookie mixes, and the cookie baking mix also from Dollar Tree. This whole thing is pretty much a Dollar Tree gift DIY. I also got some spatulas from the Dollar Tree. I got a white, a red, a green, whisk and another little green spatula, and I just tied them together with some ribbon. I do like to leave the tags on stuff so people know that it is new. And then a last minute decision was to get this oven mitt, and I just ironed on a little Baking Spirits Bright, and then I shoved one of the cookie mixes in there just to kind of give it some shape. And then I just had this little felt gingerbread that came in a pack from Michael's, and I'm just going to tie a little bow on it and just stick it in there for something a little extra. And there you go, a Dollar Tree DIY gift idea that's super, super cute. This next DIY is also a Dollar Tree DIY gift idea. So I'm going to start with this chalkboard easel, and I'm going to attach a design that I just found in the Cricut design space. I just cut it out with some white vinyl on my Cricut Joy. And once I get that attached, I wanted to add a little bit of red to the sign. So I'm going to take some red and white baker's twine, and I'm going to go ahead and just wrap that a couple times around the top and then tie it in a bow. And then I also decided to cut out a little tiny red peppermint that I could add to the cocoa cup to add some red to the actual sign. And I just love doing signs with, I guess, consumable or edible gifts, because then they're left with something that they can have from year to year, whereas the rest of this will probably disappear. That's the whole point of it, after they open the gift. So once I get the peppermint on, I'm ready to go ahead and pull this gift together. Now it's time to pull this together. So I've got a bucket and some red crinkle paper from Dollar Tree. And if you need to raise things up, you can always put some green floral foam down at the bottom. I'm going to set the sign in there, and then I grabbed a mug from Dollar Tree that had peppermints all over it, and I put a little bit of crinkle paper in that as well. And then once I did that, I had this little stir stick, which I'm going to be making a bunch of these coming up pretty soon, and showing that on my channel as well as this little peppermint spoon, also from Dollar Tree. And then I had this little fun double chocolate cocoa mix pack, and it came from Home Goods. And then it's just a matter of kind of getting it figured out how you want to put it in your container. You could add marshmallows, you could add all kinds of, sprinkles and things like that to this as well, or a couple of cookies, maybe some chocolates, mini chocolate chips. There's many things you could add to this, but there you go. They're left with something they can enjoy now and something that will last for a very long time. This next project, once again, is another Dollar Tree gift idea. So I'm going to be working with some iron-on here, and this is the Cliff Note version of how to use iron-on. Here you'll see that one side is kind of really, really shiny, the other's not so shiny. So what you do is you take your iron-on, you put the super shiny side down on the mat. You make sure to click that mirror on toggle in your software so that it will cut kind of backwards, and that's pretty much it at that point. As far as getting it cut out, you weed it like you normally would, and then when it goes to time to attach it, what I do is I first heat up where I'm going to attach my little vinyl decals. So for this case, it's the placemat. I'm going to heat up the corner where I'm going to put my sticker. Then I set my sticker down, I put a cloth on top, set the timer, the temperature, press it down on top of the vinyl. So in this case, it's 315 degrees for 30 seconds. I'm just using my easy press, which makes it really easy because it has a timer on it and lets you know when to let go. And then you let it cool just a little bit, peel it off, and you're good to go. To package this up, all I'm going to do is fold the placemats in half and set them in one of the Dollar Tree clothing boxes. And then I just wrapped some Dollar Tree berry garland around, added a little wreath as well as some greenery and red berries. The gift cards are inside with the placemats, and that's it. For the next DIY, I'm going to be making over this little metal tree skirt, and this is the little decal that I cut on my Cricut Joy. It's a countdown for Christmas, and the first thing I needed to do was go ahead and just separate the words from the circle. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply this decal. I did wipe this really good, the metal tree skirt, with some rubbing alcohol just to make sure it was nice and clean before I attached my decal. And then I'm just going to go ahead and rub that on there. Now I'm taking the little circle and I'm going to go ahead and trim as close as I can to the edge of the red circle. And then I'm going to use that as a template, and I'm going to trace around it with a pencil directly onto the metal tree skirt, because what I'm making now is the area where you can write the numbers and change it out each day. So once that's drawn on there, I'm just going to take some black Waverly chalk paint. You could use chalkboard paint if you want, but I found that you can very easily write with chalk on Waverly chalk paint and then, erase it off. And I'm just going to go ahead and paint this circle. I ended up doing 2 coats of the paint, and I'm going to get as close to that little line as I can. And then once that is painted, I'm going to go ahead and reattach the outside of the red circle. Once the sticker is attached, I'm just going to go ahead and just clean up any little edges where maybe there's some black paint showing, and then just use an eraser to erase any pencil marks that might be showing. And then you're ready to go ahead and stick your plant in there. And to finish it off, I'm going to just take some red and white baker's twine and tie a piece of chalk to the side. You can go ahead and season this little black circle if you want to, and all that means is just take some chalk and kind of turn it on its side and rub it. And then that way when they go to use it, it's good to go, or you can let them know how to season it. But it's a great little gift, something different that is no calories, and a way to keep track of how many days till Christmas. This last DIY is going to be kind of a cozy themed DIY gift idea. Here I've got a sweatshirt that I bought on Amazon. It was $10 and it is a very good quality. I was super surprised. I will definitely link it down below. And anytime I'm applying something to a shirt, I typically put the shirt on, and then I go ahead and take some painter's tape and just mark where I want the top of my design to be, as well as the bottom. And then that lets me know how big I can make it in Cricut Design Space. And for this one, instead of iron-on vinyl, I'm working with the infusible ink. The big difference is kind of exactly what it is. One is vinyl, which adheres to the top of the fabric. The ink actually attaches to the fibers of the fabric. It's actual ink. So once I have figured out where I want my design to go, I'm just going to set it down on my shirt. I'm not going to warm it up. I've got a piece of cardstock in between, kind of inside the shirt, just to make sure that the ink doesn't bleed through to the back side of my shirt. And then it's just a matter of setting your temperature and your time and going ahead and just pressing it like you did with the iron-on vinyl. Once that's done, then it's just a matter of pairing this up with something. So what I decided to do was just to grab a cute little throw from Walmart. They've got some really cute winter throws for $4.88. And just package it up that way. Also, this is a great gift for someone that might be having a baby in December, or that just had a baby in December. It's a super cute idea for that. But yeah, a cozy blanket, put the little sweatshirt in a Dollar Tree gift box, and you are good to go. And here's another quick glimpse at some DIY gift ideas for you. Let me know down below if you are planning to do one of these, or maybe a variation of one of these. Also, if you're still here, drop your favorite Christmas emoji down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really, really appreciate it. I've got some really fun videos that are a little bit different that I think you guys will really enjoy coming up over the next few weeks. I will see you guys in the next video. Here are some more that you might enjoy. I will see you in the next one. Bye.